And good day and good morning to one and all. I had my support worker Chris sent me a thing yesterday regarding Pauline Hanson, who put out a commercial of sorts regarding the NDIS or National Disability Insurance Scam slash scheme. When I first heard it, I thought, this is a kick in the guts for the Labor Party. But as it rolled on, there was quite a few offensive things in there, and I don't think it's probably all that supportive of people with disabilities. It's implying that we're rolling around in cash and going on all these expensive holidays and having all these freebies. And again, like I said during the last stream, 90% of the NDIA or the NDIS funding goes towards employment of support workers, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, tradesmen, um, home maintenance, all that sort of stuff. And that's what she's put out. Um, Although I think the first couple of seconds was a jab at the Labor Party um, from Kevin Dudd when he was in and Julia the Witch Gillard um, before. And I really do need to mention I used to be a staunch Labor Party supporter. I was always believed that if you were poor or a working man, then you voted for the Labor Party. That's what you did. Um, until, and that's what I did my whole life until Kevin Dudd and Julia Gillard got in, and I promised myself I'd never ever vote Labor again. Um, with the building education revolution, where tens of billions of dollars were wasted, actually wasted, that could have been spent, a lot better. And the insulation debacle, people were getting letters. I was listening to Ray Hadley on 2GB. He was getting people calling in saying, I've got a letter saying, I hope you're happy with the insulation. They had a block of land with no house, but the insulation people are still getting paid. And not forgetting that 3 or 4 young people were killed installing this installation. Why in the hell this Labor Party weren't prosecuted on that? Those kids being killed, being electrocuted, I don't know. And I think that's what Pauline Hanson was getting at the start. But towards the end of this commercial, she was really taking pot shots at people with disabilities and the way that the NDIS was being spent. But I'll let you listen to the commercial and hopefully we'll get some feedback. So I'll get you to play that, please, Chris. Sorry, won't be set. It's getting you all queued up.
Peter, Susan.
Doctor, how is it?
Is it okay? I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is your party was absolutely smashed over the weekend in Aston. Destroyed.
Yes, but what's the good news?
Well, the extent of the damage is so bad that the Liberal Party could be permanently damaged. It may never be able to stand on its own 2 feet again. It's completely crippled. How is that good news? Well, it means the Liberal Party now qualifies for the NDIS. The NDIS? The National Disability Insurance Scheme. Yes, scheme. Here. Are you permanently disabled? Congratulations! You now qualify for the NDIS, brought to you by Labor.
That's right. The same geniuses that brought some of the biggest budget blowouts this country has ever seen comes our fastest growing expense yet.
The NDIS cost is almost unfathomable. $35 billion per year. That's just $100 million a day.
And when I stop in there, we're growing by $75 million every single month. And adding a new person to the NDIS every 6 minutes. And we are lowering the bar for what's considered disabled. Stubbed your toe? That's a physical impairment. Having trouble concentrating? You're psychosocially disabled. Voted for the Greens? Get in here with your cognitive disability. There's plenty of room. And because it was uncapped from the very beginning, the NDIS is going to be our biggest blowout yet. Even this guy could see that coming.
Who said that?
And wait till you see what services are available on the NDIS. We've got sound baths, tarot readings, sex workers. Looks like reasonable and necessary services to me. Like this 3-night respite on the Gold Coast with a 3-park super park. Why pay $8,000 when the taxpayer will pay $15,000? You've got to get in quick because this rort will not last forever. So come with us and join the National Disability Insurance Scam. Scheme. Sorry. Scheme.
And there we go. So, what do you think? Was that insulting for people with disabilities, or just a jab at the Labor and Liberal parties? I contacted Senator Hanson's office requesting an interview. There's been no response yet. Some of the stuff that Pauline said over the years have been completely outrageous, but some of the stuff she said that I sort of do agree with. I mean, when she took a stand on domestic violence, she said that the main perpetrators of domestic violence are men, but sometimes it's women who perpetrate the violence. And she was booed. And I know this is a fact. I've known people that this has happened to, men that this has happened to, that women have weaponized children and been verbally and physically abusive. One person I know was sent to jail because of an accusation that I don't believe was true. So some of the stuff that she comes out with, I sort of do agree, but some of the stuff that she says is completely outrageous. And as a person with multiple disabilities, I found this commercial offensive, even though it may have been a dig at the Liberal and Labor parties. I don't know. What is there anyone in comments who are making any? No comments. Yeah. Well, nearly 90% of the NDIS funding goes towards employment. I don't know anyone who's used it for tarot readings or gone on holidays and had a 3-day pass to the theme parks. I've never known anyone that's ever gotten it. I know there's a lot of stories going around. I do know that there have been some people with significant disabilities have used their NDIS funding to get transport to and from, and to a brothel, and support workers have helped them get into a hoist and into the bed, then left the room. But the person has actually paid for the actual service. The NDIS has just supported that person getting to and from the sex workers. So that's not completely true if that's what is trying to be portrayed here. I'm just sick of the negativity that's being put out. Yes, there are some people who are on there that shouldn't be on there. I have a family member on there who's doesn't really have they don't have a disability, they just overeat and they're morbidly obese and they can't work, so they're on the disability pension. That's not a disability, that's just overeating and not eating the right foods. But I just found it offensive. It'd be just interesting to see other people's comments on it. It's just outrageous. But we'll get to see what the office of Senator Hanson comes back with. I've offered to do an interview So we can talk about it. I'm not here to persecute Pauline Hanson. I don't know, if this is just a jibe at the Labor and Liberal parties, but making those statements about a free ride and rolling the money, it's not appropriate. Really, it's an insult, and I found it offensive. But is there anyone in? No one. Okay. All right. Also, this morning I've seen on there's a current affairs story where a young couple had woke up one morning and checked their bank account, and there was thousands of dollars in there. They didn't know where it come from, and their bank, which was the Commonwealth Bank, said that they were most likely a victim of a scam, but they were responsible for the loan. So they're making repayments on a loan that neither of them applied for, that's been acknowledged as a scam, but the Commonwealth Bank's making them pay back the loan. And don't forget, these banks are federally insured, so, the government's financially backing these banks. Why are we still supporting their errors? If they know it's a scam, why are we supporting their mistakes? But if we could just play that clip, please, Chris. I'll get you to have a listen and see what you think about the Commonwealth Bank.
Sure. Sweet, yeah.
No, anything but sweet, mate. Anything but. I looked at my phone. I'm like, what the hell is that?
That is a personal loan that Cameron is adamant he didn't apply for. The loan his fiancée Ash is equally adamant she didn't apply for. So, who did?
A scammer, someone dishonest.
It's the personal loan that's become very personal. The couple who says their own bank is having a lend of them. Now, it's war.
And we are going to battle till it's resolved.
This is the bank that says,
let's never stop imagining all the ways we can.
But Cam and Ash claim the bank can't or won't help them.
It's just not on. I just don't understand how a company that we've trusted our whole lives, such as the Commonwealth Bank, can be doing this, to a young couple like us.
Cam, a builder, and Ash, a school teacher, want the loan removed from their credit history, but the bank is refusing because it claims there's no evidence of fraud. Cam and Ash are even making payments on the loan they say they didn't apply for. I'm still having trouble coming to grips with the fact that you are paying off a loan that you say you didn't take out.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well, we have to because, according to the Commonwealth Bank, it's our loan, and if we don't pay it, then that'll reflect on our credit rating. So we've got to keep paying this loan that we didn't take.
Read this document from CommBank and you'll understand the couple's distress and confusion.
We have reasonable basis to believe that you have been involved in a scam.
In the same document, this.
We find that you are liable for any outstanding amounts.
Then this, a few paragraphs later.
We appreciate you may be going through a difficult time. Being a victim of a scam can be both emotionally and financially distressing.
What's your main beef?
The way we've been treated. And the fact that they just will not remove it off our credit report.
Particularly when we've taken all the right actions, and it seems like this is a mistake on their behalf and we're the ones that are suffering from it.
The morning Cam discovered the personal loan, applied for and granted online, he went straight to his CommBank branch in Mill Park, Melbourne. Now, Cameron, you came here and on your phone you had your banking details up, didn't you?
Yeah, correct.
You had your account open.
Yeah.
And you say you were being hacked when you were looking at it.
Yes, I was with the branch manager.
The manager here?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just amazing.
What was happening?
I had the money in my account, and then all of a sudden it was getting dispersed in front of our eyes.
Cam and Ash say their local branch was helpful, but CommBank's fraud department was anything but. But the bank hasn't helped?
No.
Instead, what has the bank done?
So they've basically accused us of fraud in the sense that we apparently took out the loan and that we're liable.
This young couple, how would you describe this case?
I'd say that it's fairly obvious they've been involved in some kind of breach, possibly multiple.
Bastian Treptel is a cyber expert employed by major companies to safeguard their intellectual property. Hackers and scammers, he says, are targeting us like never before.
Australians should be scared.
How do we beat these hackers?
In Australia, we need to wake up as a culture that this is actually affecting us. Something like 1 in 3 Australians are part of a breach, and most Australians aren't doing anything about it. Most Australians are still using the same password everywhere. That's got to change.
Bastian is a former hacker and knows firsthand how the crooks work. What you're about to hear is frightening.
We actually went and met one of these organisations in Southeast Asia, and they were set up amazingly. 4-storey building, 180 staff, set up with Australian trained psychologists that had gone to university here in Australia. They're well funded, they're diverse, they're patient, and they are smart.
In Cam and Ash's case, if there's a loan, there must be a loan application. The couple claimed they asked the bank if they could see it, and they were told...
They said I needed a subpoena.
You need a subpoena?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They wanted to show it to you?
No.
To stop all the trouble?
No.
So what do you think of that?
If I applied for the loan, then I should be able to see the application.
Cam and Ash want a clean loan history because they're about to refinance their new home build. Every dollar counts.
It's our dream home and we just want to start our life here.
What are your top 3 tips for viewers at home?
First of all, get 2-factor authentication set up on everything. Second of all, make sure your passwords are complex and individualized. And third, I would say update everything you own. Hackers are looking for that easy way in. Is the easy way in your TV? Is it your phone? Is it your laptop? Is it your work? Is it your Wi-Fi? Update all those things to make it harder for a hacker.
So what would you say to the Commonwealth Bank, the peer review?
Watch how you treat people. Like, we're humans. We fight every day to earn our money to live. And
In a blink of an eye, something like this can happen, and it was out of our control. We took all the right actions, and yet we still haven't been given a fair outcome at all.
Well, Commonwealth Bank told us it encourages all customers to remain vigilant and says it's implementing new scam detection to protect customers. Ashley and Cameron have lodged a complaint with the Australian Financial Complaints Authority.
Well, there you go. These people have been financially raped from an overseas company, organisation, and the banks victimised them for it. Why can't the Australian government get off their goddamn ass and get onto countries like India and Sri Lanka, where most of these hacks come from, and force their government to do something about it? I think it was at the first 3 or 4 months of last year, Australians were ripped off, defrauded of like over $200 million. And most of that's come from poor people, age pensioners, disability pension, the working poor. The government needs to do more. They can do more. They just won't. All they're worrying about is getting their subsidised wine and, a la carte meals at Parliament House. That's all they worry about. And getting their hands in their super whenever they can. It's, the politicians, they get the vote for their own pay rise. And what do we get? Scammed, victimised, abused, even by the organisations like the banks, who earn billions of dollars every year in profit. The people running in these organisations of these banks earn millions of dollars a year, and when they leave, they get millions of dollars worth of stock in the bank. Who pays for it? The poor people, the working class pay for it. Jesus Christ, when's this going to stop? There's a few people on the internet who do these reverse scams on these internet places, and 99% of them are in India. They hack the scammers' computers and do call flooding to shut the organisation down. I was watching one on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, and this bloke, Jim Browning, he was watching a scam taking place where someone from India rang up and said they're from the IRS and they owed thousands of dollars, and there's going to be a warrant out for arrest if they don't pay this money back, and they couldn't tell anyone what they were doing. And he tracked this woman that was being scammed to a bank. He rang the bank. He told the bank staff, she's being scammed. Stop her using the money. She's putting this money into Bitcoin at the bank, and they tried to stop her. The Indian caller said, turn around, run out, don't tell anyone, just run out, get in the car, we'll find you another place to go. She ended up losing about $5,000. Jim Browning rang that police station in that city, told them what was going on, and their response, oh, we can't do nothing unless the person who's being scammed complains. Why can't we have our own cyber force that attacks the scam centres, blocks them, dismantles them? These people earn tens of millions of dollars every year, pay off the police in their local area in India, and when they're going to get raided, they're forewarned so they clear out. I'm just sick of hearing it. I get phone calls myself. Sometimes 3 times a week. I had one yesterday, last night, from Sri Lanka. I'm just sick to death of it. The government's got to do something sooner or later. Someone's going to end up losing everything and taking their own life. Anyway, is there anyone in? All right, we might end the stream there. There's nobody in. I urge everyone to watch that Pauline Hanson clip and let me know what you think of that commercial by Pauline Hanson. All right, we'll end it there. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everyone.